And then again, we have this second thunderstorm off to the east where we have the tornado warning ongoing.
And this is the newest warning.
Yes, and you can see how the orange polygon was just extended. This storm in between Hartford City and Montpelier, moving to the east and southeast. So from Hartford City to Red Key now, we'll be watching and monitoring the same threats. Although at this point there is not a tornado threat for Hartford City to Red Key, no indications yet on radar, it is very possible, given our atmospheric setup, that we could see a very similar threat to what's ongoing there in northeastern Jay County, where a tornado warning is active. With this latest severe thunderstorm warning, Adams put the track on it, 402 in Hartford City, 413 in Trenton, 417 in Rydertown, 427 in Pony, 432 in Como, and then getting to Portland at 439. So a lot of action here across Grant, Blackford, and Jay counties. It's been this area south of Fort Wayne where we have seen the greatest storm activity over the course of the past hour plus. This is going to be our most likely area for additional storm threats here as we complete the afternoon, get into the evening. You can see how quiet it is, Fort Wayne north. We're just after 4 o'clock on a Friday. A lot of you getting ready to head home from work. Perhaps you're watching from work now or streaming from work. You're thinking maybe about heading south. This is a time, let these storms pass. Keep an eye on radar here on WANE 15 and through our WANE weather app. You don't want to get caught up in these. Luckily, this current storm development moving to the east of I-69, so travel there will be improving. However, we can't rule out some additional storms developing and tracking in within the upcoming hours. Now we have Salina being included in a tornado warning as well. So now we have northeastern Jay County and a good chunk of Mercer County, all from the same storm, included in the tornado warning here. So anyone in this area just to the east of Bryant along 67 into Mercer County, Ohio, through Salina, you need to take cover and let this storm pass because a tornado is possible, indicated on radar. There's the latest track as we continue the storm into Mercer County. It'll be in Coldwater at 424, Montezuma at 432. Adam, let's put on some rainfall rates, and let's talk about the hail potential here.
We'll go hail first.
Okay. What we've been seeing, again, I'm talking about the sizes of hail, an inch in diameter or more, but what does that really mean? Well, our radar can estimate this and put it in actual real life-size terms. So forget about the ruler. Throw that out the window. A golf ball size hail, perhaps multiple golf ball size hailstones possible as these storms have already moved through portions of northeastern Jay County. This is radar taking into account what has already happened on radar and equating it to what could have fallen from the sky. Hartford City, walnut-sized hail possible there just to the north and northwest, west of 1. So you
and
can
just
see,
a few minutes ago, that was showing golf ball-sized hail, so that's a decent sign. It's still impactful, but it seems that the size has come down.
Yeah, we're hopeful that that will just be a continuation of decreasing hail threat, but still concerning at this point for sure. Then we talk about torrential downpours, and downpours that will make it absolutely impossible to drive. We are seeing these storms be so moisture rich. You know, we have a really humid environment out there. There's a lot of moisture tied up in the atmosphere, and these storms are exactly what we need to wring out all that moisture and create the torrential downpours and create flooding on the roadways, especially in any low spots. Look at this. This is the precipitation rate, almost 2 inches an hour, and we have seen indications of that with storms earlier on this afternoon. So these continue to bring us that really heavy rain potential. What are we seeing as we go back over to the storm there, right there? Yes, where we're watching that tornado potential. You can see also a very, very heavy rain threat there.
And the core of that is 2 3/4 inches per hour. So if the storm stayed over one spot, that's what we would see.
Okay, and Adam, I am now seeing we do have a train spotter confirmation of a large wedge tornado there near Trinity, 2 miles south-southwest of Trinity. So let's go back to the radar image and let's zoom in there in that northeastern part of Jay County.
Let me get back up the warnings here so we can get those boxes in there.
The estimate from the spotter is 200 yards wide. So that is indeed a large tornado spotted there.
And we do have a crew on the way to this location, is
Good.
what I was just told from our newsroom.
Good. And we have, when we send the crews, we instruct them, we give them the information to stay safe because we want them to stay safe. We certainly don't want anybody heading out in this and encountering it that does not have to be in the storm. Okay, it's taking on, you can see we've been talking about these concerning shapes. When we see hook-type shapes on radar, that is a big concern for us. Are we able to, on this, Adam, let's put another track on this.
Still moving off towards the southeast, right around 30 miles per hour. And we just got an update, so the hook is not nearly as defined as it was on that last scan.
The latest we have on locations from the 7 miles southeast of Geneva, 8 miles to the northeast of Portland, moving southeast at about 25 miles per hour. Okay, so here's that current track. Again, a tornado confirmed by a spotter on the ground here, northeast of Portland, southeast of Geneva, 7 miles, and now moving to the southeast at 25 miles per hour. Get in your safe spot. If you are in St. Peter there, 411, that storm with its tornado potential in your backyard. Adam, are we able to put this into damage mode? Are we getting that data through?
I don't believe we are getting that data.
Okay, well,
you're looking for correlation coefficient, right?
Correct. Yeah, the reason I ask for that, and just to viewers at home, at this point, that would be a great thing we could add in. But even if we can't, at this point, we know what we need to know. We have a trained spotter on the ground saying there is a tornado in this location. So, yes, we could see some indications perhaps of damage on radar to confirm that there's a tornado there, but we know a tornado is there. And like we said, being reported by the spotter as a large wedge tornado, 200 yards wide, 200 yards wide is the estimate. That's a large tornado likely causing damage to some part of this area here in northeastern Jay County. Trinity, this is where we're watching especially. You can see now this storm, it's here, northeastern Jay County being hit hard. But also, we get into Mercer County, the tornado threat extends in that direction as well. So this is also going to include places from Padua up to Skeels Crossroads. And then as we get closer and closer to Salina, you are in a risk from this storm as well. The tornado threat, obviously, our biggest concern here, especially since we are getting this description from the trained spotter there of a large tornado being reported on the ground and moving to the east-southeast at that size of approximately 200 yards wide. And this tornado warning, it's in effect until 4:30. So we will continue to have eyes on this storm through that time. We will not leave you here. We know this is vital information for everybody in Jay County. Yes, you're watching us to the north. Fort Wayne, things are quiet. LaGrange and Angola, even quieter. But what's developing here to the south is very serious, very dangerous. And you can see all the additional warnings. We're focusing on that tornado warning right now from northeastern Jay County into Mercer County. But look at all those other orange polygons. Those represent severe thunderstorms that have some very significant damage potential, may at some point hold a tornado potential as well. Although at this moment, no indications of a tornado on radar and no reports from spotters of tornadoes in any of those other storms. Adam's put on the lightning there.
I'm skeptical on our lightning data at this point on this.
Yeah, we know. Earlier on, we've been following the lightning data throughout the afternoon. The lightning also a sign of the strength of these storms. And at one point, the storms were basically all covered with lightning. I mean, the lightning strikes were quite numerous. They likely still are just by looking at the sizes of these storms, the data that we're getting back on them. We know that there are lightning strikes there. It's just how many is the big question. And likely it's very numerous, even though you can see our radar was putting up maybe just a few lightning icons there, much lower than we had seen earlier.
It's low on the priority list.
Okay, Hartford City, Albany, Portland, strong storms in your direction, but it is this storm that we're keying in on most of all. This is where we have that tornado warning. Northeastern Jay County is where this tornado warning started. We saw the tornado warning extended to include places like Salina down to St. Henry. This is the biggest area of storm concern right now. It is the most powerful storm, and while we talk about tornadoes often here in severe weather updates, a lot of times we talk about just radar indications. We see the signs on radar, but we wait for that spotter confirmation, the knowledge that what we're seeing on radar is actually reaching ground level. That doesn't always happen. But in this case, we know that we have a trained spotter who reports into the National Weather Service that, yes, not only is there a tornado spotted on the ground, it was spotted near Geneva, Indiana, as described as a large wedge tornado. So think about that wedge shape. And then think about it being 200 yards wide. That is a large tornado, likely causing damage. No damage reports in yet. This, of course, is a more rural area, but still, there's plenty of things that can be damaged, even in a rural spot. But we will hope and cross our fingers that things stay clear of people and property, and that everyone here in northeastern Jay County into Mercer County, that you are getting in your safe spot, taking your tornado precautions. The current track of this storm as it leaves Jay County gets into Mercer County, 412 at Padua, Macedon at 416, Erastus at 420, Coldwater, Ohio, 429, Salina at 434, Montezuma at 437. I'm checking here our reports in from the Weather Service to see if we're getting any additional information. Nothing yet. Adam, can you give a quick review of the other storm activity that we're seeing out there right now? And I'll look up some additional information here to pass along about this tornado and the report that we're getting in there from near Trinity.
Hey, yeah, so the latest severe thunderstorm warning that we just had issued, that was for Blackford and Jay counties. That's going to be until 4:45 for this evening. This is a storm that's been tracking through Grant County, Wabash, and also Huntington counties as well so far this evening. This one's still moving off towards the east-southeast, right around about 30 miles per hour. So we'll put a track on that and see when it's getting ready to move in just to the east of Hartford City at this point, getting ready to move in towards the western half of Jay County, getting into Rydertown right around 4:15, Dunkirk at 4:20, Pony right around 4:25, Red Key at 4:28, Blaine at 4:31, and getting in towards Powers right around 4:35 for this evening. Now off towards Grant County, where we were having some of those warnings earlier, most of the action seems to have come to an end, and they've actually started to shrink down the box on this warning now that the storm is starting to move further off towards the south.
Adam, let me break in because we have some good news here for Jay County. The tornado warning has been canceled. Of course, it is still in effect for people in Mercer County, but it is a sign that the storm is progressing eastward. Still has the potential for a big concern for us because we know that a storm spotter has reported when this storm was near Trinity, 2 miles to the south-southwest of Trinity, a large wedge tornado on the ground moving to the east-southeast, approximately 200 yards wide. Now, 200 yards, what does this mean, 200 yards? The Space Needle, think about the Space Needle being on its side. This is a large area. 200 yards wide is what the storm spotter reported when he or she spotted this tornado near Trinity in northeastern Jay County. Everyone again, St. Henry to Salina, Ohio, get in your safe spot. Still, this storm holds a tornado potential, so the tornado warning remains in effect for you until 4:30. So that's about 15 minutes from now. And we do see the severe thunderstorm warning continuing for portions of Blackford and Jay County. We cannot rule out additional tornado development there. And you can see Jay County, at this point, still covered with a lot of storm activity. So while that imminent threat of a tornado has shifted east into Mercer County, there still is dangerous weather all across Jay County there. But luckily, Adam, we're not seeing the same level of returns on radar that we had been seeing, especially with that storm that held that tornado report.
And the 4:15 has come, and that means that severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Grant and also southwestern Wells and also parts of Blackford County, that has now expired. So now we are focused in the same region that we have been for the last 30 minutes or so, seeing Blackford to Jay and Jay in towards Salina. That's where we're watching for the most activity and the strongest storms at this time.
Let's talk about additional threats here. We've been quite focused on this tornado threat, and with good reason. Again, if you are in Mercer County, Ohio, this threat remains significant for you. What we're seeing with this thunderstorm activity that extends farther to the west, torrential downpours, those really heavy rain rates we've been talking about, wind gusts 70 miles per hour, large hail. These are all things that have been indications on radar. Perhaps we'll get some confirmation of those as we go through this afternoon and evening. You know, if you live in one of these spots and these storms have moved through and you're able to take pictures of damage, of hail that's on the ground, again, we want you to do it safely. We don't want you headed out in these storms. But we'd love to receive those. Use the reported feature on WANE.com and through our WANE News app. Those get right into us in the newsroom, and we're able to use them, put them on the air, and get information out to people as to what's actually happening on ground level. Radar is a great start for us, but what we really want to know is how this is impacting you at home, and your pictures help us do just that. Adam, let's zoom out. Let's show the bigger picture here for anyone just joining us. You can see it's been an active afternoon. The severe thunderstorms have crossed the air, entering from Wabash County to Grant County earlier on, moving to the east and south. This is where the most likely development is over the course of the afternoon and evening, although I see an additional thunderstorm developing to the northwest of Van Wert right now. At this point, it's small in size, but it is growing. Nothing too concerning at the moment, but we'll watch that one to see if it begins to build and show some of these same concerns, especially a tornado threat as it heads to the east-southeast. Fort Wayne northward, things are still quiet. The chance of severe weather in those spots, not as high. Adam, let's switch over to our severe thunderstorm risk map for today.
The SPC outlook?
Yes, let's do that. Because this really highlights things in a perfect way for us. And we've just got a new update in around 4 o'clock, and there is a change. This highest area, the enhanced level 3 of 5, has now shifted a little bit to the south. Earlier on today, maybe you were tuning into Greg for the forecast this morning or at noon. This had moved a little bit farther up into the city of Fort Wayne. Now it's shifted back down, matching up with exactly what we've been seeing, that where the most numerous severe thunderstorms will be in this area down to the south. You get into this yellow, it's slight. I know slight sounds like it's nothing to worry about. It's still a significant chance. Storms can still develop. It's just more likely that they'll be more scattered, more hit and miss in nature. This is that area where we've seen the strong storms. We've had the report of a tornado starting in northeastern Jay County near Trinity and then heading into Mercer County. Right now, the best tornado threat, it is focused there in Mercer County. But areas to the north, things are quiet for you. Again, let's recap the warnings that we have in place. We do have our storm threats. Wind, hail, and flood, those are our biggest threats. Those are the most likely to occur. Those have been occurring. A tornado threat, we've had that rated as medium. Continues to be the case. Yes, we've had that confirmed tornado. Most storms will not produce tornadoes here this afternoon into the evening, but we still could see additional tornado development. But it's more likely that in your location, especially if you are south of Fort Wayne, high winds, 60 miles per hour plus, large hail, and then also the flood concern, because these storms are just squeezing out the atmosphere of all its humidity and bringing these heavy rainfall rates, 2 inches an hour.
And I do want to add that there is a new severe thunderstorm warning that was issued for the southern part of Jay County here on this new cell that's out ahead of what that storm was doing in Hartford City. That's for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-sized hail until 5 o'clock for this evening for the storm that's just north of Ridgeville.
And it's really no surprise. When you look at all the activity that's been ongoing there in Jay County, this new warning just kind of fills in the map, and it keeps the storm potential and it keeps the storm warning as the main focus here in this area in Jay County for just a little while longer until 4:45. And Am's putting the latest track there. This is going to affect places like Deerfield 423, New Pittsburgh at 427. We are seeing with this storm the chance for wind gusts 60 miles per hour and still that large hail potential with this thunderstorm there in the southeastern tip of Jay County.
And we'll check in and see that hail size and see what those readings are right now. Just to the east of New Mount Pleasant, right about to cross 27, size walnut hail, as we've seen very commonly for this afternoon into this evening now, and that would be something that is just above that size of about an inch in diameter. And going off towards the northeast or northwest, just to the south of Trenton, between Hartford City and Trenton, seeing that hail size right around, I'm going to guess, golf ball size, as we have that core, that storm picked up again. It was that golf ball about half hour ago, about 10, 15 minutes ago. It dropped down towards walnut size. Now it's back up towards golf ball size. This is radar estimated, not confirmed to be getting down to the ground, but just shows the strength of these storms as they are moving through Blackford and now southern Jay County as well.
And again, we have these warnings in effect for these spots to the south of Fort Wayne. Grant County, things are now in the clear for you. You've had an active afternoon. Wabash County, you've seen thunderstorms in parts of your county. Things are quiet and dry at this moment, and we're really focused on this area south of Hartford City, over through Pennville and Dunkirk, Portland, then over into Coldwater and Salina, Ohio. The tornado warning that we had in northeastern Jay County, the tornado threat, that has moved out into Mercer County. So Mercer County, now the area of greatest concern for tornadoes. Jay County, that risk has decreased, but still, as we've been talking about, there are still strong storms, still dangerous storms in Jay County. You want to let those pass before you get out of your safe spot, because with additional storms that are on the map, and look at all those lightning strikes showing you how powerful they are, we still could see additional isolated tornado development. At this point, we have not had any additional word regarding damage. That tornado was spotted 2 miles to the south-southwest of Trinity there in northeastern Jay County. It's going to take some time for word to get back to us, but I assume we will get reports as to what type of damage, how long the tornado was on the ground there, and just how far it extended as it tracked into Mercer County, Ohio, where that tornado threat remains.
I am being told our production team has a photo. They're getting a graphic ready of the tornado, so we'll be on hold, but they do have a photo of it.
Okay, that's good. Then we will stay on there because we want to get that. We want to see it, and we want you at home to see it, especially for people who are in this area south of Fort Wayne who have been affected and impacted by these storms here as we continue through the afternoon.
Go ahead and take it and punch it up there so we can see it.
Oh, yeah.
And that is picture perfect in terms of anything you want to see whenever you look for a tornado.
We're seeing that wedge characteristic right there going down. You know, sometimes we might look at this photo and say, well, you know, we want to see it on the ground. We want to see debris being thrown. We have the spotter confirmation. We know it was reaching the ground. There's still little doubt this is significant, even if you didn't have that spotter confirmation. This is much larger than we normally see when we get photos from viewers. A lot of times, if we get a tornado, it would be much thinner, more rope-like. But this is definitely a significant picture here that we're getting and confirms the spotter report that we had. It's great to get visuals on this. I wonder if we know if this is, I assume this is from a weather watcher or a viewer, if a producer or somebody could tell me the source of this photo so we could pass that along, that would be just great. But I'm really glad that we have this to pass along. Certainly an ominous sight there. This is coming from northeastern Jay County. If we get a location on that photo too. We know the tornado was first spotted 2 miles to the south-southwest of Trinity. That's there in northeastern Jay County.
And we're getting reports of the tornado still on the ground to the east of Fort Recovery.
East of Fort Recovery, and you see that there on the radar screen. Can we, Adam, if we zoom in closer in that northeastern quadrant of Jay County, let's see if Trinity will pop up. If it does,
yes.
I would like our viewers who are not familiar with this area to get some view of where this tornado was spotted. We know it was spotted just to the south-southwest of Trinity here. So this is 67, North 700 East there.
And that photo is confirmed to be of that tornado.
Okay, great. And now we're getting reports of this, a tornado spotted there near Fort Recovery is what you were saying,
yes.
Right? So we don't know, I guess we cannot say for sure that this is the same tornado, but we know it's the same storm activity that we've been tracking here. And we've shifted our focus, as we said, over to Mercer County being hard hit, and we know now we're getting the reports of a tornado there near Fort Recovery. The severe thunderstorm warning does continue for Jay County, although, like we said, the current tornado threat there has passed.
So the two severe thunderstorm warnings that we're working right now is one is until 4:45. That's for Blackford and Jay counties, and then the one in southern Jay County is until 5 o'clock for this evening. But I will say most of Blackford County, unless you're down towards the Dunkirk area or just to the southeast of Trenton, that's where you're seeing the rain and storm still going on. But most of it, Hartford City, starting to clear out, not really included in that warning at this time.
Adam, let's pull out to the bigger view. We know we have these severe thunderstorm warnings ongoing. That tornado threat has shifted over into Mercer County, Ohio. This is improved news. You know, it's been a smooth afternoon for all these areas, Fort Wayne North. We saw the storms enter Wabash and Grant counties earlier on. We saw the activity grow, intensify, and now progress to the southeast. This is following the forecast that we expected today with this second round. You may be wondering, what does this mean for the next part of the day as we get into evening here? Well, we know this is going to continue to be our best shot at storms, including as things settle farther to the south and east into central Ohio. But could we still see some development here, especially just to the north of these storms? Yes. You can see here, just northwest of Van Wert, a thunderstorm has developed. And let's just zoom into this so people know where this is and where it's tracking. It's nothing too significant at this point, but certainly if you are just to the north of the city of Van Wert, some heavy rain coming down just to the east there of 49. Throughout the course of the next few hours, we are seeing the chance at additional storm development. It may not be all severe, especially in these areas to the south of Fort Wayne. We're going to see a lot of the energy being used up by the current storms. So the next storms that come through, if they develop, will not be as strong. This little storm here, near Van Wert at 4:31, Middle Point 4:46, Fort Jennings at 5:01.
And I'm being told that we now have video of the tornado.
Oh, well, yes, please, let's show that. Okay, so this is coming from That's a scary sight there.
Yes, it is. That looks wider than at least the image that we saw.
Yes, that looks
earlier on.
That looks much wider. And like we said, we had confirmed from that spotter at one point, the estimate was 200 yards wide. And the comparison that I got for that when I looked up 200 yards was the Space Needle. And that's large. You can hear the winds howling there, and you can see the great distance this person was from that storm. Let me give you a time frame on this because, you know, we've been tracking this tornado report for a little while now. We first got the report almost a half hour ago at 4:04. It came in from near Trinity, that's in the northeastern part of Jay County, 2 miles to the south-southwest of Trinity. At that point, the train spotter had seen that tornado at 3:57 was the first sighting. Described as a large wedge tornado. That matches up with the video and the picture that we have shown you here. Moving to the east-southeast approximately 200 yards wide. That east-southeast motion, we were hearing about a tornado being spotted also in Fort Recovery. We know that Trinity to Fort Recovery, that line is an east-southeasterly line, could very well be the same tornado. Don't know if it has been on the ground that entire time or if it's a situation where we've seen the tornado go back up and then come back down to the ground. But we know that has been our prime area for concern, and will be our prime area for potential damage reports here.
So this was right around 4 o'clock, and you can see in northeastern Jay County where that tornado warning was initially issued. You can see that hook that we have on the radar.
And that was the first, it was that frame and a little bit before that we saw. We first noted that hook when the tornado warning was issued. And then this storm continued there. You can see it gradually moving to the east-southeast.
It still has a little bit of a hook signature as it starts to move through the county border, county line with Jay County and Mercer County.
And don't forget, the severe thunderstorm warning remains ongoing. From Hartford City over to Portland, another storm, a storm that still is powerful. While it does not hold a current tornado threat, the tornado chance is out there. We could see a little spin up somewhere, but the main area of concern there in Mercer County in Ohio.
And the warning that was issued for southern Jay County, just to the south of Portland, has been canceled. But as you can see, the motion of this storm that's moving from Hartford City into Jay County is moving off towards the southeast. So there is still more storms to go. So even though your severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled between Portland and Ridgeville, you're going to want to make sure you stay in your safe place, because there is another strong severe thunderstorm moving off towards the southeast with 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail possible.
And you just have to imagine it's likely, especially now as we're getting that latest run and that storm is outrunning that current polygon, that warning, you know, it seems likely to continue in that direction for southeastern Portland, southeastern Jay County there. We know more heavy rain is on the way. It's been a stormy afternoon there in all of our southern tier counties. Places like Marion, Hartford City, and Portland, you've had storms nearby for the course of the past hour and a half now, plus in some areas. Things are quieting down to the northeast. We continue to watch for further storm development here. But this activity, we're hopeful and optimistic, will be the strongest storm activity tonight here in our area. Heading farther to the south and southeast, concerns for such strong damaging weather does remain. However, it's less likely that we'll see certainly numerous storms show up here in our area that pack the same punch as to what we've been experiencing here over the past couple hours. So let's show this big picture once again, because we've been talking about this and we're getting closer and closer. Now we're past 4:30. We're getting more and more people home from work at the end of the day, turning on the TV saying, you know, what's going on here? Things have been fine here in my area. Ever since the morning storms blew through, things have been quiet. Some of you have seen the sun. We've been heating up. Look over, see my temperatures have risen to about 80 degrees across most places in the area. That's actually good news for us. They could have been much hotter. That would have fueled even more storms, perhaps even stronger storms than the storms that we've had already. So while areas basically north of Hartford City and Portland are quiet now, we'll watch for a limited chance at some additional storm development here throughout the course of the evening. It's not completely zero that storms won't, it's not a complete chance that we're not going to see any storms redevelop or show up in areas that are dry now, but it is a limited chance. We know that because these storms occurring down to the south from a boundary laid out by the storms this morning and tracking away from us at this point. We do have this tornado warning. It is in Mercer County. It came from that large wedge tornado we've been showing you the picture and video of in northeastern Jay County. These areas of storm activity moving to the east, eventually clearing our area within the course of the next half hour, especially the strongest parts of those storms. This means our severe weather risk, it is decreasing at this moment. I want to, if we can, control room, can we pop up that video and that picture of that tornado for people just tuning in? You can see we have this video from Twitter. This is video of the reported tornado there that came in from northeastern Jay County. A trained storm spotter witnessed it at 3:57. It was near Trinity, that's in northeastern Jay County, 2 miles south-southwest of Trinity. Reported it as a tornado, a large wedge tornado, 200 yards wide. And you can see there, the video certainly matches up greatly with the description that we've had from the storm spotter, matches up with what we have seen on the radar image. We await damage reports. Nothing has come in yet. That's not unusual, especially from a more rural location like this in northeastern Jay County. We have a crew headed out there to the scene to determine if they can spot any damage, to see what reports are coming in. We know that storms have had this tornado potential throughout the course of the day. This is the first tornado warning that we have seen with the storms. In fact, today's severe weather, the first in 219 days for northeastern Indiana. The first thunderstorm warning issued in 219 days came in around 3 in the afternoon. And since then, things have been really active with additional thunderstorm warnings tracking to the east as the storms developed and have moved through. They haven't been racing all that quickly. We've seen general storm movement 25 to 35 miles per hour. We've noticed rainfall rates, torrential rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches an hour. It's likely that flooding has been occurring in some spots too. There will be, I know, an interest in heading out to these sites where the storms have moved through, especially if you live nearby. My advice to you is do not do that. The emergency crews will need to get out, analyze what's happened, where there is damage. You don't want to get in their way. Also, with the torrential downpours, there could very well be flooded roadways. We don't want you to get caught up in those. Anyone traveling tonight, it is Friday night, errands, other plans in your agenda, something fun you were hoping to do. If you do travel and you do find yourself encountering a flooded roadway, don't go over it. Turn around, find another route. It's not worth risking your safety or the safety of your vehicle. We know we've had some real powerful, real moisture-rich storms here move on through. Like I said, still we could see a few more here throughout the course of the evening, although it's likely that the strongest storm activity is now moving out. And that's some good news for us. But again, we still have significant concerns for our viewers in Mercer County. And we know we do have viewers in Mercer County. We hear from you and we don't want to leave you out. And we know with this being a significant tornado, confirmed by a spotter, confirmed by the picture and the video that we've been showing you here, we know we have a serious situation that has unfolded and evolved. And we talk about that tornado starting there 2 miles to the south-southwest of Trinity, as we pinpointed there in northeastern Jay County. We know the spotter saw it on that south-southeasterly track, and we had other reports of a tornado in Fort Recovery. May very well be the same tornado. The tornado may have had some motion in that time, up and down. We don't know, but we know a tornado threat has existed starting there near Trinity and then moving into Mercer County, Ohio. And by the looks of things there, on radar and through that video and the picture, we can only imagine we'll be getting more news and more reports, more pictures from that area as we go over the upcoming hours and the storm continues to move on out. Adam, what are you seeing over at your desk there?
Yeah, not too much going on in terms of these severe thunderstorm warnings. In fact, the box for Jay County has shrunken down to a small corner in the small southwestern corner of Jay County to the southwest of Portland. Down to the south of Dunkirk is the core of this storm. We'll put the track on that. That's moving off towards the east-southeast. Right around 30 miles per hour, as most of these storms have done for this afternoon. That's going to be moving off towards the east, getting in towards Red Key at 444, getting into Powers at 450, and New Mount Pleasant right around 453. As I was saying earlier, the southern parts of Jay County that were included in a severe thunderstorm warning previously are not included in one at this time, but we still have heavy rain, thunder, lightning, hail, and also gusty winds with this storm as it moves off towards the east, moving into that same area that prior had a severe thunderstorm warning as well, all about 20 minutes ago.
Okay, so here we are. Let's talk about the big picture here because this has been a day. We've been pinpointing this day throughout the course of the week. We knew we'd have the heat. We knew we had the humidity. We knew the right disturbance was in place to give us severe weather. We knew this activity would come in 2 rounds. We had that morning round of rain and thunderstorms. It came through. They were powerful. We saw lots of rain. We saw high winds. But it was not until the afternoon that we saw our first thunderstorm warnings. This is playing out exactly as we saw it, so this is good. We know that we should be in for a few surprises over the course of the evening here. The big story to take away is that the strongest storms are out there now from Jay County into Mercer County, still a tornado threat in Mercer County. That warning in effect until 4:45. But this is all shifting to the southeast. This is going to become and will remain a problem for central Ohio, where these storms could stay at the same strength, if not grow, intensify, develop further. For our area, this is likely taking a lot of the moisture, a lot of the instability, a lot of the energy for further storm development with it. So that would make similar storms to the same strength and same damage potential a little less likely. Let's take a look at them, and let's just make sure we're not seeing any further development to the west, because it will be this area that we're looking. You can see right now we're getting some little returns north of Noblesville, nothing too concerning yet. Now, sometimes you can see development happen rapidly, but at this point, there's nothing concerning out in this direction. It's all here, Portland, Jay County, Mercer County, south of Muncie, and all this activity that is traveling to the east-southeast, which is where we'd put our concerns at this point. We are seeing a strong storm potential in the southwestern part of Jay County right now, a thunderstorm warning in effect until 5. These storms gradually making their move out. Like we've been talking, the storms have not been racing. Sometimes you get storms 40, 50 miles per hour or so. These storms, 25, 30 miles per hour. That has increased the flood potential, even though we've not gotten many reports of flooded roadways. I have to imagine, I have to believe that there have been some spots that have been flooded with these quick bursts of rain, especially in Jay County. We know there's so many spots around the city of Portland, Jay County, prone to flooding. This rapid rainfall, we were talking about these rates, 1 to 2 inches an hour. There have had to be low spots that have flooded. The flooding there may not last as long as other, sometimes we have big rainfall events and the flooding in Jay County can last days. This probably is not going to be that same scenario. This rain will likely come, cause a flood. It'll be temporary, but then it'll go down relatively quickly. Adam here has highlighted the current precipitation rate coming down at 1.89 inches an hour, almost 2 inches an hour. And that's been fairly steady and continuous for us with these storms. And we've had multiple storms develop in this southern tier of our WANE 15 viewing area, have the same potential. These storms have also carried the same threats. Really, it's been very good for us. It's been very lucky for us that we've only had this one tornado worry. And seeing how we've had a large tornado reported, that is very good news because we would not want multiple tornadoes on the ground. We've just been able to focus our concerns here in this one spot. Again, northeastern Jay County is where the large wedge tornado was spotted near Trinity, moved into Mercer County to the east-southeast. The last we heard was the tornado being around Fort Recovery. We haven't heard much since then, but the right ingredients are still there. The indication's still there that tornado damage continues to be a possibility into Mercer County until about 4:45. That's as long as the warning goes. Now we've hit 4:45, so we've seen that warning just drop off there. So this storm, still powerful. This is good. The warning, the tornado warning, not in effect any longer. However, still a really powerful, powerful storm. And you can see just to the south of Jay County as the storm exits Portland, Winchester, northeastern corner of Delaware County, north of Muncie. You're getting in on just the tail end of that as it tracks to the east-southeast. And the threats here, are the same things we've been talking about throughout the afternoon. It's the torrential downpours, it's the lightning, it's the high winds, it's the hail. We'll monitor, we continue to monitor for a tornado threat at this point. It's those other threats that are the most concerning. Now, north of this, still very little in terms of development. We had a little thunderstorm, non-severe, move across Van Wert County, especially from Van Wert, the city, north to the county line. That really kind of bubbled up, maybe could have been something. Now we're seeing it fizzle. That's good. That's a sign that if we have some other storm try to get its act together, it's not going to really have the right ingredients to do so. So as we approach the 5 o'clock news here and we hear more from our crews on the scene and we see more of the video, the pictures, the reports coming in, it will be good to get on the air with improving news. We're still very concerned about northeastern Jay County and potential tornado damage there with that video of the large tornado, the picture of the large tornado, and that spotter report. We know the activity there has been really significant throughout the past hour plus. And it'll be very interesting to see what we gather through the night as we're able to get out there, have our crews see what has happened, learn what emergency management has spotted, what damage reports they've gotten in. But I would expect from what we've seen that there will be a lot of news coming out of that area. And it's likely that that's where the National Weather Service will be tomorrow, surveying the scene to really get a better picture on the size of this tornado, the length of time it's been on the ground, and the damage that it has caused. As I've said, yes, we've had the video, we've had the pictures come in of the tornado. We still have not had damage reports. We do not know if this has caused damage to structures, if people have been harmed in any way. We do not know that yet. But what we do know for sure is that a large wedge tornado was spotted there in northeastern Jay County, likely progressed to the east-southeast, continuing into Mercer County, where we may get additional damage from as well. No reports in from Mercer County either. Now, you're in Hartford City, Marion, Wabash. Those are all places that have seen really active storm activity today. Things are quiet now, and nothing's tracking in. This current round of storm activity that you see there, south of Portland, it is moving out. Things will be quiet, if not for the entire evening, at least for a good stretch. As far as our additional severe thunderstorm threat here, I will tell you, it's still out there. We're not completely in the clear once these storms exit to the southeast, but it is lower than what we've seen. This is likely taking the punch out of the atmosphere. This is likely where we're going to see the most damage from the day, from these storms. And we may get additional damage reports from places from Wabash down to Marion, over to Hartford City, other places in Portland County, because a lot of these counties at times were completely covered with storm activity. So there were a lot of places, maybe they didn't have tornado damage, but they could still have wind gust damage, 60 to 70 miles per hour. That's going to cause problems. That's going to bring trees and tree limbs down. We could see power outages. Those reports have yet to come in, but those are the types of things that we're likely to see in this swath of the area, and less so to the north. There have been plenty of places that have broken out into some times of sun today where storms, once we got past the morning, really weren't an issue for us. So while we have better news right now, we can't say we are completely in the clear. What we know is that the National Weather Service tomorrow is going to send a crew, a damage survey crew. This is what we'd expect when we have a storm where we have a spotter confirmation of a tornado, especially a confirmation of a large tornado, to go and really gather more information on the strength of the storm and the damage that it has caused. We still have concerns in Jay County, even though that tornado potential is less. We still have a very powerful storm affecting places like Red Key and Dunkirk. This storm, yes, correct. And so it's in this area that we're seeing the 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, the inch hail reports, and this warning is in effect until 5:30. So now our eyes, in the very southern tip of Jay County there, south of Portland, south of Portland there, you see still getting pounded with storm activity. Things quieting down as you get to the city of Portland. The northern side of the county now, things are quiet, but we know that's where things were so active earlier on and where we have our area of greatest concern really there, near Trinity in the northeastern section of Jay County, where that large wedge tornado, about 200 yards wide, was spotted by a trained weather spotter just before 4 o'clock this afternoon. We've been highlighting these chances of severe weather throughout the course of the day. Everything's been lining up just as our forecast told us. Adam, let's switch over to that SPC map again, because we have had an update come in. If you've been following this with us throughout the course of the day, throughout the course of the past couple days, you've seen this area of enhanced risk fluctuate. At one point, we weren't even in enhanced a couple days ago. Then it moved farther to the north. This morning, it was far north as the city of Fort Wayne. Now, it's been drawn back, and it is in these areas farther south. This lining up with the area where we've seen the most widespread storm activity. That's really what the enhanced risk talks about. Enhanced, everybody here, slight risk, enhanced risk, those are both significant risks. But when you get into the enhanced risk, we're talking about a more widespread area of severe thunderstorms. In the slight risk, it's more likely that the storms will be scattered, more hit and miss. Not every spot is going to experience them. And that's exactly what we've seen here. Throughout the course of the afternoon, very little has happened in these locations. The right ingredients have been there, but they just haven't come together. Mainly because we've had this boundary show up to the south of us. That's where the storms have developed. That's where they've been tracking along. And that's where the biggest concern for storm damage, for tornado potential, has been and will continue to be, although it is shifting out of our area as that boundary itself, along with the storms, moves farther and farther to the south and southeast. We're going to stay weather alert here. I wouldn't rule out anything yet until we can at least get a few more hours behind our belts and see that this boundary really is all to our south, that we don't have any surprises that could develop, any lingering boundaries where maybe some additional storm activity could show up. But I will tell you, this is improving news for us. Our chance at seeing another round of such strong storms, especially in this area south of Fort Wayne, Grant, Blackford, Jay counties, even Wabash counties, that chance is decreasing because these storms use up a lot of the energy in the atmosphere, take a lot of the moisture with it. They've laid it out on the ground. We've talked about the torrential downpours at times. This is really good news for us that the storms are moving out at this time. We're approaching 5 o'clock. And at 5 o'clock, of course, a lot of people head home. We were talking about staying at work until the storms pass. Well, now, in the big picture, you can see a lot of the area will be storm-free. Now, as far as what to expect here, we remain hot, we remain humid this evening, and the areas to the south, especially Jay County, you still have that concern in the southern portion south of Portland of torrential downpours, the lightning, perhaps some hail still happening in these locations. But Adam, let's zoom out and let's show the rest of the area because we want to just confirm for you, for anyone looking at this before they head out from work, things are really quiet. If you're in Fort Wayne now, you got somewhere to go to the north, things are dry. Fort Wayne to Columbia City, dry. Huntington, Bluffton, Decatur. We can travel a lot of spots without encountering storm activity. And at this point, there are a few indications we're going to get some sort of rapid development in these spots. So if you are traveling, if you're leaving work now, and you have plans to go to any of these spots that are clear on the map, you're free to do so. Go home, shouldn't have any big weather problems. But in these areas to the south, do not travel in this direction. Jay County, south and southeast, still dealing with strong and severe thunderstorms. Adam, what's the latest from your end?
And I'm being told that we have Britt Soleil down in Jay County, so we can take that and see what she's seeing.
We are actually in Decatur right now, driving on our way to down county, to Portland County, a little bit northwest/northeast of the Bryant area, where we have reports that a tornado may have touched down. Dispatch from Jay County did tell us that they do have reports of power lines lines down. A gas station in the area posted on Facebook they've seen damage that way as well. So we are heading there to see if we can verify that. And if you have any reports of those things happening, of any damage from the storm or from the tornado, you can send those to us over on WANE.com using our report it feature. But we are about a half hour away from where we're heading, so we'll keep you guys posted with that over on WANE.com. Back to you.
All right, and we do have that severe thunderstorm warning for the southern part of Jay County, just to the south of Portland. That's the only warning we're working in the area right now. You can see that to the south of Portland for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch sized hail. That's until 5:30 for this evening. You can take a look at the track on this. That's going to be moving off towards the east-southeast, or right around 30 miles per hour, as they have been all evening. We'll put that in motion. You can see the core of this storm is the far extreme southwestern corner of Jay County. We'll put that on. It's going to be moving out of our area here shortly. We're getting in towards Ridgeville here. By the time we get in towards the 5 o'clock hour, Boundary City still going to be seeing some of the impacts of this right around 5:07, and Saratoga right around 5:18 this evening.
Adam, I've been looking at some of the latest model data that's been coming in, and we've been talking about what will our chance be for additional storm development as the evening goes on. The news is encouraging. There's not a very high risk at all that we'll see storms, especially storms to the magnitude that we've experienced. So that would be really great for everybody who has experienced these storms south of Fort Wayne, where cleanup will be likely. We're likely to see tree limbs down in a lot of spots. Yes, we've been talking mainly about northeastern Jay County, where that large tornado was spotted, but there's a big multi-county swath of area that has experienced strong and severe thunderstorms here. The high wind gusts, 60, 70 miles per hour, the hail potential. There's a lot of people who need to clean up over the course of the evening here, now that the storms are clearing and moving to the southeast. I should say also, yes, this evening the threat of severe thunderstorms has gone down, but don't be surprised if you wake up in the early morning and you're hearing storms again. There is the potential for additional storm activity as we get into Saturday, although that will not be the same strength as what we've experienced here. I just want to let you know that the rain is not over. This is not an end to our rainy forecast. There is more rain as we head into Father's Day weekend. Let's give a recap of where we stand with these warnings. Adam, they're just filling you in on that remaining warning, that southern tip of Jay County, just to the south of Portland. You can see the storm slow to move out there, but still some high returns from radar. The bright reds, the heavy rain, the lightning, the hail potential. We have seen the chance at flooding with these storms, these high rainfall rates, 1 to 2 inches. Still, that window of severe weather possible in this portion of Jay County. Adam, over to you.
Yes, so let's take a look right now at what we have for our hail cores that we've been watching throughout these storms as they've been moving off towards the east-southeast this evening. We'll fire up the hail returns. These are radar estimated that we go through. Not seeing as impressive of signatures as we saw, say, about 15, 20 minutes ago, where we were seeing reports of golf ball, walnut-sized hail in some of these storms. This storm right now is currently sitting with, we'll probably see lower than that, just to the south of Ridgeville is the core of this. Still seeing walnut-sized hail, but in southern Jay County, still seeing it right around a pea-sized hail. So still impactful, but not up to severe levels. It's pea-sized hail, dime-sized hail is what some of us were even seeing this morning as those storms worked their way through. Now we'll take a look at some of those rainfall rates. We're talking about how impressive those have been. We'll see how heavy the rain has been throughout the last, say, last hour or so. We'll pull up the precipitation rates. There they are. And we'll clear out those hail returns and see what we're looking at for our rainfall rates. The heaviest rain in Jay County is falling to the southeast of Portland, right around an inch and a half per hour. So that's what we're seeing with heavy rain. That's coming down from the 2 inches per hour we were seeing a little bit earlier on, Nicholas.
All right, we're coming up on 5 o'clock. That's when you see First at 5. So we're going to give you the best local news coverage around. We've got the latest on the storms here, and we want to recap because it's 5 o'clock. This is a big tune-in time. You're tuning on your TV now. You're saying, what has been happening in the world of weather? You've missed a lot, and we're going to bring you up to speed here. The story starts about 2 hours ago. Just before 3 o'clock, let me get you the exact time here. It was 2:52 this afternoon. A severe thunderstorm was issued, a severe thunderstorm warning issued for Grant, Huntington, Miami, and Wabash counties. That ended a 219-day streak without severe weather. From that point, we saw warnings move to the east and southeast, with the area of greatest concern northeastern Jay County. And Adam, if as I recap this, you're able to pull that radar back to just about 4 o'clock, that's when we got the report from the trained spotter there in northeastern Jay County, 2 miles to the south-southwest of Trinity, of a large wedge tornado on the ground about 200 yards wide, big in size. We saw this concerning shape on radar, a hook, in this area. That tells us a tornado likely on the ground. Then we got that train spotter report confirming it being on the ground, raising our concern for damage and danger in northeastern Jay County. The spotter reported it moving to the east-southeast into Mercer County, Ohio. That's where our concern shifted as the hour went by. We had reports of a tornado being spotted near Fort Recovery, Ohio. May very well have been the exact same tornado. That path makes sense. And now, as we sit here just after 5 o'clock, we have one severe thunderstorm warning that remains active. It is here south of Portland. And Adam, if we can advance the radar to the current time so people can see how this area is still experiencing some heavy rain, but in the big picture, as we zoom out, the rest of the region is quiet. Very good news. We are not completely in the clear for the rest of the evening here. It's possible we still could see a few additional storms track in, not likely to be as strong as what we've seen. However, I'll tell you that potential is lowering as the minutes go by, and we don't see any additional development showing up off to the west. Certainly nothing going on around Fort Wayne, points to the north, and all the activity happening here to the south. This happening as a result of the morning storms moving through a boundary, settling to the south. That's where these storms have developed. As that clears, that takes our threat of storms with it. So as these storms continue to move out of our area, sink to the south and southeast, our chance at further storm development from this round will continue to decrease. I am watching a chance for some more rain overnight and over Father's Day weekend. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Adam, I want to send over to you with some viewer pictures, video, and what we've been seeing here, because we've been really getting some incredible shots.
Yeah, so we're really going to focus on that Jay County tornado. We'll take a look closer here on radar, try and pinpoint Trinity, show you exactly where we got that first report of a tornado on the ground. We'll zoom in northeastern part of Jay County, and you'll see Trinity pop up here. And we got reports right around 4,000 east, 500 north, that there was from Jay County Dispatch, that's south of Bryant, Indiana. And then we also have reports from a gas station of power lines down. So we'll see if we can identify some of those. That was right around US 27 and State Road 18. Going to take a look as the track from this went from Trinity off towards the southeast. So we'll just track it down. We also got reports in Fort Recovery, to the east of Fort Recovery, of there being a tornado on the ground there. Could very well be the same tornado that had that long of a path. We won't know until the National Weather Service survey crew goes out there. But we do have video from that location. We'll take a look right now at that. We'll pull that up and you'll see just how large this tornado is on the ground. This is from Matt Conahan. That was reported in Indiana and Jay County of a tornado earlier on this evening. You can just listen to the power of the winds, even that far from the tornado. We'll listen to that sound in a little bit. And you can see just how wide that is. It was reported at 200 yards in width. And again, we'll get the exact path once the National Weather Service crews get out there. Let's take a look at some of the other photos that we have from across the area for this evening. There's another photo from Harold in Jay County of the tornado. A different kind of look to it. These tornadoes, once they're on the ground, can evolve between wide wedge tornadoes and these skinnier funnels. You also have this one near Trinity from Felix. That looks like as the tornado was either lifting up or just coming down in the form of a funnel just down there near the surface there near Trinity from Felix for this afternoon and evening. Is that all we have in terms of those photos for this evening? All right, well, you can send those in for the rest of the day. As you go out, take a look at damage. If you have those from Jay County, you send them to us using the Report It feature on WANE.com. And we have a crew going down to Jay County at this time. We'll send it out to Britt Soleil.
Yeah, Adam, I'm here on US 27 heading south. We're a little bit south of Monroe, Indiana. We're heading down to Jay County where, as you said, we have reports that a tornado has touched down. Jay County Dispatch tells us that there have been some reports of damage, mostly with power lines, but last we heard nothing super severe had been reported yet. A gas station in the area also shared on Facebook that they'd seen some damage a little bit southeast of Bryant. So we're heading down there now to check it out, see what kind of damage there may be, and hopefully talk to some people. Again, as I said, right.
And sorry for the technical difficulties there. We'll have more from Britt Soleil as the evening goes on, and even on Nightcast tonight at 11. We do still have one more severe thunderstorm warning, and that's in effect for southern Jay County. That's until 5:30 for this evening, and we'll continue to keep you updated if anything else develops. But for now, here's Dirk and Alyssa.
All right.